Welcome back to the channel. I'm Julia, 58 years old, currently separated, single, and don't have my own home for the first time since I left home at 19. Now is the first time I don't have my own home. I am living currently at my mother's house. My mother is in a care home. I'm taking care of her home until such time as I need to sell it. I'm retired, live on a very modest income, and I'm documenting kind of my life going forwards. I've previously been on this channel talking about campervan travels. I still have a campervan, a different one. It's a Roma home. And my campervan is very much part of my future. But I wanted to do this video today to explain a little bit about where I've been, what I've been doing, and to tell you a little bit about where I'm going. I realise that was quite a dismal introduction, but please don't get the violins out. Honestly, actually, despite all of those things, the fact that I am gone through a separation, I'm single, I'm 60, have a very modest income, and as yet no home of my own to live in, I am really positive and feeling free, really free at the moment, with so many possibilities of how my life could go from this point forward. For the first time in my life, honestly, I have so many options, and I wanted to come on today and do this video to tell you all about it, because I realise I've not been on this channel for at least 2 years. I've done the odd one here and there, but nothing, no continual videos. So if some of you are watching this and you've been following me for a long time, back in the days when I used to do the bongo campervan content, you might be a little puzzled. And I know I've done those couple of videos just talking about me now. I thought I'd put some context around it. If you are new here and you've come over here from me mentioning this channel on my ASMR social media channels, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you just happened upon this video, again, welcome. I just wanted to put some context around me and how I got to this place in my life and where I'm going. So, as was said on previous videos, I am approaching 60. I'm 58, 59 in a couple of weeks, and retired early. I retired during the start of COVID, following breast cancer treatment. Plus, of course, the COVID stuff. I was in a job where I wasn't particularly enjoying it in medical sales, and I really just wanted to take a breather. And in the intervening 5 years over COVID, I was making the bongo content, of course, but also lost my sister 2 years ago from a very, very short illness. That's had quite an effect on me as well. And, you know, looking after my mother with the Alzheimer's. And then, of course, the latest thing is being separated and going our separate ways. There's no animosity between us, you know. My husband's going his way, I'm going my way. Our paths are quite separate. I think we both wanted different things from life. We don't share children. We had our own children who are all adults, so you know there isn't any co-parenting involved. So yeah, here I am, separated, single, and yet not intending to get involved in any relationship, because my situation is quite different. My children are grown up. As I say, I'm facing this wonderful freedom opportunity to take my life in so many different ways. I kind of am enjoying getting to know me, possibly for the first time ever. I think I have squeezed myself into so many different roles over the years, jobs, relationships, and and I think a lot of it is the way society is, the way we are schooled to be a certain way. And I think never really found myself. And this chapter going forward, this channel, The Importance of Being, is going to be my journey going forward. So I do welcome all of you. If you're new or if you've followed me for a while, that is the context of this channel. Of course, Romy, my camper van, is going to be a big part of it. But there are so many other possibilities for me to explore. And that is what I want to make video content about. I do my ASMR relaxation stuff on separate social medias, and I'm kind of separating that on YouTube. The ASMR stays on the Welsh Lady channel. This channel is more the lifestyle stuff and, finding myself going forward. And to that end, I wanted to spend the rest of this video showing you my vision board. It's right in front of me. This room, by the way, is obviously at my mum's house. It's one of the spare bedrooms that I have turned into my recording studio. So I do my ASMR videos here. Behind me, you'll see a little bookcase with the books that I've brought from the marital home. All of my possessions from the house are now here. And I haven't actually got that much. For the number of years that I am, my possessions are actually few. That was deliberate. I did a simplifying process probably about 10 years ago, and I did get rid of a lot of stuff. So this isn't new, this kind of living a simple life. It's kind of the path that I've been on for the last 10 years. So not having much stuff has done me a big service, because there is very little room here to put it anyway. But let me go back to show you the vision board. I've done vision boards, by the way, for about 10 years, the same time as I started going through the simplifying and the manifesting. I have done vision boards every year. And this one, it's actually still not quite complete. There is a gap here, which I do want to fill. But essentially, just to go through the whole thing, 2026, becoming Julia. That's the overarching theme of where I want to be in this year and going forwards. It's like I said, finally being true to me, doing the things I want to do. It does sound a little selfish, I suppose, but when you've been through life, you've had children, you've had jobs, you've had responsibilities, you've been in relationships, it is quite nice, and I do feel selfish, and I don't think that's a bad thing, to be finally doing the things that I want to do with no compromise, and I am really embracing it. But it's not just about doing the things I want to do. It's just becoming the me, really me, because up to 6 months ago, I was living here, and I couldn't actually tell you what music I liked. I'd forgotten. And I'm not blaming anyone or saying it's anyone's fault. I think it's just I literally abandoned myself. And I used to love music years ago, and I just got in the habit of listening to what other people were playing, and I've kind of forgotten. I haven't read books. I haven't been able to really, we'll cover more of that. Let's go back to the vision board. So yeah, it's all about becoming me, more of me. And I've got sort of 3 areas here that I kind of want to work on. One of these is simplicity. I've mentioned already, like the lack of stuff, of clothes, of books. I did a huge clear out of books during the last house move about 5 years ago. But because I love books and I keep buying them and I go to charity shops, I do end up accumulating more. So I have gone to charity shops and sold some of the good books to World of Books. And I've got another load to go as well. Clothes, I have for 10 years I have whittled down I don't buy many clothes. You will see me wearing the same clothes over and over, and I find that so freeing. It's less to wash, less to sort, and less decision fatigue in the morning. What shall I wear? I don't have much stuff, so there's very little choice, and I love that. I really do. But just not just clothes-wise, just simplifying life. I don't want to live like in a monk cell with nothing. I do love beautiful things. My mother certainly loves beautiful things, which is why I'm surrounded by china, glass. This was my mother's passion, all of the china and glass. Now, it's not particularly mine, but I do appreciate some of them beautiful stuff. But for me, I do like art on the walls. I do like the house to look homely and comfortable. I like comfortable seating, but I just don't like clutter and loads of stuff. So yeah, I do like beautiful crockery, and I do appreciate it, but yeah, just not too much of it. This is the thing I'm probably most working on, this liminal. Now, I don't know if you know what I mean by liminal. The word liminal I first came across, again, throughout the last probably 8 to 10 years. I was in a career, I was in medical sales, and I'd got to a really good position. I was well paid, but I wasn't happy, and I was burnt out. And because you earn a certain salary, you have a certain lifestyle and expectations of salary. And I think once the mortgage had been paid off, once I kind of realised that I didn't need expensive holidays, and COVID put paid to that. Staying at home, I was quite content. Having breast cancer made me realise that I appreciated the little things, being around my children, having a nice home, being able to go out and walk and explore. Those things became far more important to me. And I started reading around this. I didn't want to work in that job. I wanted a simpler life. And I read a book by Marianne Cantwell called Be a Free Range Human. And she talks about, jobs inevitably put you in a box. And if you are in a certain job, the role itself will force you to fit into a box. And for me, being in sales when I am naturally an introvert was quite stressful a lot of the time, and it was quite draining. And being having a liminal career is really about building your own career. Now, it is quite a big step if you've got a certain need to earn so much money, which is where I was back then. But now I'm in a different position. I've been able to release some pensions. My living expenses for the last 5 years have been much less. We paid off the mortgage. So being liminal is more possible for me now. I earn money doing some of my social media. I also have my pensions. It's not a huge amount. It is very modest. But because my needs are much less and I'm happier with less, I don't need to earn as much. So it's win-win. And I can then be, I enjoy doing my social media. I want to explore doing other ways of creating an income for myself. I find it really exciting. Being retired to me never meant sitting at home all day or going on exotic holidays all the time or taking up, golf, or I don't know what other people do in retirement. But I knew that wasn't me. I wanted to do something rewarding for me, and if it could help other people as well, then, that was fab. And I think with the ASMR, I do get so many comments from people saying that it helps them relax. And so I love doing that. And I think I see it myself, so many videos of people, sort of young people, yet much younger than me, getting a little frustrated with life and the kind of hamster wheel that you're on all the time, and whatever you get, and I can see this myself, whatever house you have, and you think, well, we'll move on, we'll we'll upsize, we'll go to the next big house and then we'll be happy. And then you get the house and then it's never, well, for me anyway, it was never quite, houses never made me happy. I've had beautiful homes. I've had homes I've been less happy in. But the home is, being comfortable, enjoying the rooms and having enough space, but not, I don't know, I'm just much less materialistic. And I see and speak and hear from so many other people who are feeling that they're falling behind because they're not maybe got the career that their friends have got, people they see on social media, they're not earning enough, they haven't got the great career. And I just think, stop. No wonder people are so burnt out. It's not all about getting where you should be. And I think for my age generation, the Gen X are we, I always get muddled with all these, but I think we're Gen X. Going into school, getting a career, there were certain expectations when you were younger. I think now, maybe there is more acceptance that you can pursue. Look at all the people making money on social media. I love watching Simon Squibb talking about what's your dream. And I know parents, when I was young, if I'd have said, well, I want to follow my dream, most people, adults, would have said, don't be ridiculous, get yourself a career, none of these pipe dreams. Whereas now I think it is a little bit more acceptable. The cost of living, of course, and getting a house when you're young has become beyond most people's means now. And I think when we were young, generally, if you had a job, reasonable, you'd been in your job a while, you could get a mortgage and you could get on the house ladder. This is another reason I'm so interested in the alternative living, but that's another subject I'll do in another video. But yeah, this liminal world is where I want to be. I lived 3 weeks in Budapest. I've got Romy. I enjoy going off for weeks at a time. And as I said, I don't know that I really do want to buy another home. I am fortunate I got my mother's for now until it gets sold or until it goes on the market. Got a little bit of time before I need to do that. I don't know that I want to buy another house. I have never not had a house since I left home at 19 and got married for the first time. I've been a homeowner. Sometimes I've owned homes on my own, and when I've been married, I've been a joint homeowner. I have never rented or not had a mortgage and a house. And it's only in the last maybe 7 or 8 years the mortgage has been paid off. And now, of course, being separated, I have some money to buy a house, a modest house. I just don't know that that's what I want to do. Part of me, the fear is, well, if you don't go and buy a home, you'll get out of the housing ladder and you'll never be able to afford another one again. But that, I think that is fear talking. And I'm just loath at the moment to rush into buying a house. I'm enjoying this liminal world, this, maybe renting a bit, traveling a bit, the alternative lifestyles, the van life, the narrow boat, the tiny house living. This is what I'm really interested in. And as I said on the last video, if I don't do it now, when am I going to? So this liminal, income coming from a few different sources, I think is good, because when you have a job and a career, if you lose that job, and I've been made redundant quite a few times over the years, it is a fear because your whole income stream goes when you're made redundant. Whereas what I'm learning is having pockets of income from different spots, you're a little bit more protected, I think. And similarly, yes, putting down roots in a home is important when you have children, young children, a family, but I'm beyond that now. So liminal. And then abundance. It's the most blank one here. I just haven't got around to filling in the pretty stuff, but I know what I mean by abundance. I want to have enough, and I don't mean always just the money side. Yes, I mentioned I want more income and I want to get income from different different ways, different means, and being productive and enjoying what I do. That is the key thing. I don't mind work, graft. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing. So the abundance is, yes, having enough money, having enough time, which I've discovered time is the thing that you cannot buy back. And time has become so precious to me, more precious than material things. And I want to use my time profitably, which doesn't mean I want to be busy. I love slobbing out and rotting sometimes, but I want to enjoy being productive as well. And that productivity, I want to get some money, energy back, but not just accumulate for the sake of it. And I don't want an abundance of stuff and clothes and things in the house. That's not the abundance. I want the abundance of enough of things and enough time and enough health. Again, over the last couple of years, that has, health unfortunately has really been some sad times for my own health and other people's, my family's health. So yeah, very much focusing on getting my health as good as I possibly can. Smell here. I lost my smell during COVID. I think it was COVID. It was the same year I had COVID. I had COVID, my smell completely went, and then it came back, and then it kind of just drifted away, hardly noticed. I can't seem to smell. And then all of a sudden it was gone, and it's never come back. And that makes me really sad. And I realise that, losing a different sense is worse than smell. But nevertheless, I feel I miss out on a whole lot of life by not being able to smell. My taste is also affected. I have very basic. I can taste sweet, savoury, sweet, salty, but no, the depth of flavours has gone. But I would like to get my smell back, so that's on my vision board. I don't know if it's possible. I'd love to think that I will. I do dream that I can smell, and I wake up and think, oh, I could smell chocolate. But yeah, it was just a dream. Wonder how many others of you out there are the same and can't smell. So it is sad, but I've got so many other positive things to be thankful for. So I hope this video, I realise I always did waffle on, and I could just talk and talk. I hope this video has put in context. I know I've been absent from this channel a long time, but I just felt it's a shame to let this channel go. I spent years building it up through the campervan content, and I feel this is the home to put the midlife stuff, the finding myself, the travels, more than my ASMR channels, which will continue with me doing the relaxation stuff. If you're still here at the end of the video and you've listened all along, thank you so much. Let me know in the comments the type of content that you'd like to see. I know I've got in mind what I wanted to film, and yes, the campervan travels, but I would love to go and explore other people living alternative lifestyles. Maybe film some of that. I've always loved filming quirky things, the history, and maybe bring some more of that content here as well. But I will see you very soon on another video. Thank you so much for watching.